So it's been over 12 hours since those trailers came out, so I've had a lot of time to think about it, a lot of time to absorb the information, and here we go. Hi, it's Pokemon Trainer Austin here, and this is my second video on the channel. I made my first one a long time ago. I just never really had time to get around to doing this. I've been wanting to do it, and I think now is the perfect time with the new Pokemon Presents coming out and more announcements for Legends Arceus and Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. I could do what most people are doing and just like reactions to the trailers, talking about what I see, but I am going to do a little different. I'm going to just focus on the positives. I'm going to just talk about the positive things that the trailers that we saw for these games are going to bring to Pokemon as a whole. I saw the first trailers. I was very positive to begin with. I knew that it was early development and there was a lot of time still before the games could come out. I just got excited. I just saw what we were getting and got excited. And now there's more content. So now we can really look into what's being offered, no more speculation, and obviously no, Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl are not an exact one-for-one remake like lots of people said. It's not too much added, but there is some, and that's the first one we're going to talk about, the Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl. So Brilliant Diamond and Shining Pearl, they're fairly similar. I mean, it's really just the art that's really changed, but there is differences to the games than the original Diamond and Pearl. It's not too much different than the gen as a whole, and we don't know everything, but we got some pretty neat stuff, and I think the most important one to most people is probably the fact that your Pokemon is following you. I mean, that's something that people have been asking for since Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and we got a little bit of a tease of it with Crown Tundra and the Isle of Armor. Your Pokemon can follow you there, so it's not something that we didn't expect. I mean, no one really talked about it, but it's something we probably should have expected from these games, simply just because they kind of teased us with it in the DLC. I mean, what's not to like about your Pokemon following you? And it looked like they followed you at a bit of a better pace than they did in the DLC, because for some Pokemon, like, I would run around with an Oddish following me, and I would get lost. It would be off the screen. It'd have to warp back to me. Whatever it had to do, just run for like 10 minutes to get back to me. But it looked like the Pokemon could keep up with you. There were some times where it felt like it lagged behind. Sometimes one part, I think it was like a Honchkrow that looked like it was really close. But I mean, it's better than the Sword and Shield, and I think Pokemon following you in general is pretty awesome. I think that's gonna be a staple for the rest of time for Pokemon. Honestly, I don't see why they would give it to us in this Diamond and Pearl remake. I mean, technically, we've only gotten it in remakes. Heart Gold, Soul Silver, and now that Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl are technically all remakes that we've got Pokemon following you in. But I still think in the future, that's probably gonna be something that's gonna be pretty prevalent. And next, a lot of people were worried they were gonna be cutting stuff. And obviously some things work. We think the Battle Frontier is not going to be there. The Battle Tower looked like it was there on the map. But I mean, they brought a lot of stuff back. They brought back the contests. They have the stickers on the Pokeballs. And they brought back the Underground. But not only did they bring it back, they revamped it. I mean, you can still dig away, get your stones, get your fossils and stuff. But there's also those, I can't think of the word, but I don't remember what they called them. But when you go in and based on the statues you place, you can find different Pokemon that you might not be able to find in other places. I don't know if that means Pokemon that would not have been in Diamond Pearl, maybe, because I know they saw a Houndoom. They were saying that when they were showing Houndoom. So I'm thinking maybe the Platinum Dex Pokemon, you might have to find them that way, or Pokemon that weren't in the game before. That's just a way to get different Pokemon, and I think I'm going to probably spend a lot of time doing that. Sure, a lot of people are going to spend time doing that because it's a really good feature. So it seems like a good way to get different kinds of Pokemon. Kind of reminds me of Friend Safaris and X and Y, which I was a really big a fan of Friend Safaris. I luckily had a lot of friends on my DS, so I was able to go to a bunch of different Friend Safaris and find different Pokemon of different types. And this just is a way to do it, even if you don't have friends. And even though friends on Switch are easier to get because you don't have to do friend codes. But yeah, the Underground, I I think it's gonna take me a while to beat these games, I know, probably because I'm gonna be spending so much time doing that, contests, and just other features that they're bringing back that I want to spend time doing. Lastly, the Platinum decks will be there. There's no doubt. They showed Togekiss, and Mega. They showed Houndoom, which is a Pokemon that wasn't there. So the Platinum decks will be there. People don't have to worry about what Pokemon are going to be in the game. Platinum decks will be there. So Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, they're bringing stuff that we want. Not a lot new that we know of. They didn't tell us everything. I'm hoping they didn't tell us everything, because it doesn't seem like at this point they want to tell us everything. So that's just what I mean. I'm hoping there's more, but I mean, what we saw, I think it looked good. I think it's a game that's going to be fun to play. And now on to Legends Arceus, which, is the big hitter. That's the one Game Freak themselves are working on. And I remember when it was first revealed, when I first saw the trailer, I was like, whoa, it's so different from anything Pokemon's done. But we didn't see much. Bad frame rate. We saw just kind of scenery. We didn't see many Pokemon. We just kind of teased at the idea. But now we saw gameplay. We saw features. Obviously, there's more that we're going to need to know about these games. But what we saw, for the most part, seemed pretty great. First, the open world, the new environment. Pokemon games have never been like that. There's always been linear paths and dungeons. It's been very straightforward. The wild area was our first kind of open world that we ever had, and the Crown Tundra and the Isle of Armor. Those were that kind of open world stuff that people have been wanting since Breath of the Wild came out on the Switch. That's the kind of things people have expected from Pokemon since then, because that's what they saw the Switch could handle in 2016, and now 2022 we're finally getting something Pokemon. 2017, whenever that was, for the Switch. I think it was 2016 actually. But yeah, so we're getting that, and it's really going to expand what Pokemon can do. We no longer only have to have main series games, because this is a main series game. We no longer have to have main series games where it's just dungeons and routes and stuff like that. This opens up so many possibilities if it's successful. And I can't see how this won't be successful. And yeah, that goes into the next, with the open world, the new format. I think that Legends is a really cool format, going back into the past and seeing Pokemon, and it's opening up the lore of Pokemon. We're seeing more of what the Pokemon world is. We're finding more of these mysteries, and I think it's a great starting point for this, because there are tons of mythical Pokemon that you could make games out of. Arceus, it's the god of Pokemon, and the Sinnoh region is just chock full of myths and history, and I think that's a perfect place to start. But there's so many more just Pokemon that they can do this with, and I think I'm going to try and think of my own idea for a Legends type game, but it doesn't have to be called Pokemon Legends whatever, because I just think it can be anything. It doesn't have to be set in the past. It could be set in the present. It could be sequels, but we can have new formats of games. And I think this is Pokemon after 25 years saying, okay, we've had spin-off games in the past, but this is a mainline game, and we're going to break the mold with it. And I'm really excited to see how this game turns out, and I'm really excited to see how it's going to turn out for Pokemon in general, because usually they have a system that they've had since Gen 5, where it's pretty much every 3 years we have games. So 1 year we get the first game of the new gen, and then maybe there's a remake in there of a previous gen, and then we get a Black 2, White 2, an Ultra Sun, Ultra Moon, something like that in the 3rd year, and then it's on to the next one. And I'm just wondering how this goes now, because Sword and Shield had the DLC last year. There was no game last year. Then this year, there's obviously Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, and then next year, early, we're going to have the Legends Arceus. And then I doubt we're going to have a game late 22, starting Gen 9, so that'll break the 3-year cycle. So I'm just interested to see, will this be a new 3-year thing maybe, where it's the new gen, and then we get a game like Legends Arceus, maybe a remake, who knows, just something like that. There's so much that this opens up in the Pokemon world. And then obviously we have to talk about the new Pokemon and the new forms. That's a definite positive. What do we have? We had Weirdeer, we had what's it called? Basculegion. Those are the new Pokemon that they showed. And then there was the new Growlithe form. And so everyone loves the new forms that we've been getting ever since Alola, Galar. We've been getting these really cool new forms, and people love it. Who doesn't? It's old Pokemon, new forms. Growlithe's a good Pokemon, I think, to choose for this because everyone loves it. And then the new evolutions, Stantler and Basculin, I love Stantler. It's just a deer to many people, but I really like it. But getting those evolutions, they're Pokemon that not many people have liked, and then bam, they got something new that people can like. So there's gonna be more. We don't know if it's gonna be like new Arcanine form, or it's gonna be a brand new Pokemon, like how Meowth evolved into Berserker and Galar when it had its Galar form. So obviously the new Pokemon, everyone loves having new Pokemon. We had Braviary. Braviary also had a form. Braviary had a new form as well. So yeah, always exciting to get new Pokemon, new forms. Lastly, something that I don't think a lot of people are talking about yet is a new battle system and catching mechanics and the crafting ability. Some Pokemon's never had crafting. So many RPGs have crafting. So many games in general have crafting. Pokemon has never. I mean, there was the Apricorns where you just give them to Kurt and wait a day and then you got Pokeballs. But this seems like it's going to be obviously a little more in depth. And then the battle system, going to the different types of attacks, I think will be really interesting. It'll change up battling. It'll no longer just be a click, 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 turn-based game. And so, I mean, that's just always fun. And then the new catching mechanic, I mean, that's kind of what we want. We just we can run and throw a Pokemon. We don't want to have to search around wild, battle it, lower it down, do that, whatever. It's been the same thing for so long. In Pokemon Let's Go, where you just threw it Pokemon Go style, it was a little different. This one, because you're like, you have to be stealthy and then throw it. I think it's once again, it's changing up the format, and I think that's what Legends Arceus is doing best. It's bringing something new to Pokemon. While Brilliant Diamond, Shining Pearl, the positives of that are mostly what we've had before and maybe a little bit better. Legends Arceus is now going to be something completely new and completely changing the format. And it's a really great time to be a Pokemon fan with two great games on the horizon. Really excited to play. But yeah, I think the game that obviously there are things, there are negatives, there always is, and just go to Twitter, you're gonna see tons of people complaining about them. But there's so many positives to come out of this that I think they are what need to really be focused on. And I think as a whole, people and Pokemon fans have been really positive so far about the reception of these games. When I stopped watching, when the presents ended, I refreshed, and then I looked at the like-dislike ratio, because the last present, it was like 50-50 or something. I don't know. The last few have not been a lot of likes, but this one, it was 215,000 likes to 9,000. I don't know what it's like now because I haven't checked, but there's been a really positive reception, and I think Pokemon Company and Game Freak have earned a lot of people's trust back in what they can make. But that's just what the games haven't come out. We still got to see, but right now it's looking really positive. And so I just want to thank you so much for taking the time to listen to all this I had to say. And I'm going to be making more content on this channel, so go ahead, subscribe, like, comment, do all that, and I'll see you next time.